If you plot these three data points, you may find that a model like this, y equals a plus b divided by x, may be most appropriate. So suppose we want to find a curve of this form, a plus bx, that best fits these three data points. We've got some good practice with fitting lines to data points and fitting polynomials to data points, links in the description on those techniques that we've discussed, but what do we do about this? Well, if we use a correct substitution, we can actually solve this problem using precisely the methods that we've discussed. Y is not a polynomial in x, but if we let z equal 1 divided by x, we can rewrite this model such that it is linear in z, and then use our familiar techniques for finding a line of best fit. If we let z equal 1 over x, then y is equal to a plus b times z, which is of course a linear function in z. Then, trying to fit this line to these three data points, we get three equations. Plugging in the first data point, for example, we have y is 9 equals a plus b times z. If x is 1, then z is 1 over 1, which is 1. In the other two equations, just to address the values in parentheses, if x is 4, then z is 1 over 4, so that's why you see 1/4 there. If x is 6, then z is 1 over 6. So these are our three equations, and we're trying to find a value for a and b that's going to make these three equations as close to true as possible. It's going to result in a curve that passes closely to these points. We can rewrite this system of equations in matrix form like this. This is the matrix M of coefficients of the unknowns a and b. All of a's coefficients are 1, and you can see those numbers that are getting multiplied by b in column 2. V is the vector of unknowns, a and b, and y is the vector of y values from the data points. To find the best fitting least squares solution to this system, we solve the normal equation, m transpose mv equals m transpose y. Since m transpose m here is invertible, we're going to have the unique solution v equals m transpose m inverse times m transpose times y. So let's go ahead and compute this unique solution. Here is m transpose times m. That's m transpose, that's m. Doing the multiplication, we end up with this square matrix with a non-zero determinant, so we know we can take the inverse. The determinant you can verify is 91 over 72, so the inverse will be the reciprocal of that, 72 over 91, multiplied by this matrix, obtained by swapping the entries on the main diagonal and negating the entries on the counter diagonal. In the end, we find that m transpose m inverse is that square matrix there. Then the least squares solution vector is found by taking that inverse we just found and then multiplying it by m transpose and by y. So there's m transpose m inverse, there's m transpose, there's y. Do all the multiplication, and we end up with this least squares solution vector. This tells us the coefficients a and b, which when plugged into our model, will give us the best fit curve. So the best fitting curve of this form that we are investigating, a plus b over x, the best fitting curve of that form is going to have 9 over 91 as that first coefficient, a, and 816 over 91 as the second coefficient, getting multiplied by z. But remember, z is just 1 over x, so we may rewrite this as 9 over 91 plus 816 over 91x. And so this is the best fitting curve of the form a plus b over x. And then by making a graph, we can see that this result is reasonable. We can see the three data points, and we can see our curve, which does a pretty good job of modeling their relationship. So that's an example of how a substitution can be used to turn something that's not a polynomial into a polynomial, and then use our familiar methods for finding best fit solutions. As long as we can turn it into a system of linear equations, just like we did here, we can solve the normal equation and get a pretty good approximation. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and be sure to check out my linear algebra course and linear algebra exercises playlists in the description for more.